Greetings, everyone. I am Winnie Wriggle, and welcome back to Vintage Story Legendale. We're up here in our little loft bedroom. I have good news today, other than the fact that I'm wearing a spectacular outfit. I might have bought a shirt from a trader while I was out doing shopping things. Yeah, rocking the Nescafe instant coffee this morning because it was just one of those mornings. Wearing my fancy crown and my new necklace. All of that. I have finished the treehouse. Yes, while you were sleeping, I did work. Look at me looking around like I know what I'm doing. Oh, it's nighttime, so we're going to sleep first. Because, yeah, it's plenty of time. That's good. Okay. Oh. It actually looks very comfortable, doesn't it? Not too bad. I sleep like that in real life, too. But with more pillows. Like pillow fort type things. Oop. There it is. Wow. Sleeping a little late today. Okay, so we cleaned up the inside last time, which is great. Woo. Organized. I don't think I've changed anything in here. No. But I have done some lovely things outside. So I switched out our walnut stair for the acacia because it goes better. Fight me. I moved our cattails to their own little garden just with logs because it was fun. And I have enclosed and roofed the top here. I have no idea what this space is going to be. It's not very big because of the shenanigans I had to do for the roof and to make it look nice from outside. But maybe this could be a little library retreat. Like maybe I'll put all my books and aesthetic things, like some of the cool stuff we've gotten from ruins. Yeah, a little library reading space maybe. Maybe put the bed up here instead of the loft. I don't know. No, I think I like the loft for the bedroom, but it's closed off. It's roofed. I ended up just using the red shingles that we have. Much easier than the mix of the orange and the red. I just found that the red looked good. I also, you can see the changes from here. I made a path to the garden and added a couple of, landscapey things to kind of give it some cohesiveness. And we had our tanning area. I did plant some of the little conifers that we have. Cypress, I think, yeah. Cypress, just to add, like, things to look at to help make the space navigable. I also planted a couple of redwoods to fill in the redwood forest so it looks a little less barren. I think I planted like 3 and 4. I put one back there. And then here's our little path. We had the path to the bees we made together. I extended it out here to the garden. Woo! I put a roof on the pig barn because we need it. I did not complete the path to the garden because I think I'm going to move the garden up on the land like the cattails are. Like make a nice border. Because I don't want to lose the pond, I don't think. I think we want to turn it back into a pond. The idea is to complete this space as our starter area so that it feels like a complete home. So that when we're coming back and forth and we're running through it, we don't say to ourselves, oh, there's still projects to do, not having done them. Right? We want to have some things that are complete in our world. Speaking of things that are complete, the volume was so loud. Crazy loud. I've been doing like video things of the experimental variety. I have actually mastered the use of the YouTube API, the Google API to upload YouTube videos, which is kind of cool. Very not easy, but cool. So that I can give myself a little more time to do things like tag them and make thumbnails, blah, blah, blah. You might notice that the thumbnail looks like us. I dressed us in these clothes. So this is the shirt that I bought. If I turn on the HUD here. I bought a messenger shirt. Probably from the treasure hunter because I was out looking for temporal gears. And I took off my overshirt for right now, even though we're in January. It's real, like it's 6 degrees outside. It's lovely. It's balmy. I put my commoner trousers back on because I'll show you. Thought I'll just show you because it looked like I was wearing a footy pajama suit. Leaving my red trousers on. We'll save the red trousers for another outfit, I think. Yes, this is it. The beginning of a Winnie episode always starts with, here's the clothing. It's the clothing episode. But look at this. It's hilarious. If I wear the red pants, I look like I'm wearing pajamas. It's like killing me. I guess with the side stripe, it's not bad. But it looks like red jumpsuit apparatus lady. I don't know. Which, that kind of looks like my Minecraft character. It was just, I just went with the, we replaced it with the commoner trousers because much better. Looks like blue jeans now, right? And maybe, wearing those tailor shoes. What are these? No, not tailor shoes. Scribe shoes that we found. It's one of my favorite parts of the game, dressing up. Okay, what else did I do while we were here? We're going to do some stuff. We're going to do some just chore-y things. I'm waiting on tannin. Oh, I did leather. Look. Backpacks. All 4 backpacks. Yay! So we have a full 4 lines of storage, which is exciting. And so I had to make new tannin. The stacks of boxes out here have gotten even worse because I added kapok and acacia. That's it. We had all the metal and stuff last time. Yay. I made backup tools and whatnot. Well, we're doing pretty good. I probably need another shovel. And the bees are just about ready to be done. We do some chores at the beginning here. Harvestable. Are you all done? I've already made the skeps. I don't know where they are. Inside. Possibly. Maybe in an empty chest? No. Those skeps. Skeppity skep. I need that mod where you press... Is it R? God, I had a mod in 1.19 where you could press R and it would open every chest within a radius. It was freaking amazing. What did I do with the bee skeps? There are 6 of them. I was thinking... I might as well look in this chest because I don't know what's in here. Nothing. I could have sworn... Yeah, we have 1 redwood seed left. Ooh, how are we doing on rot? I have another thing of compost processing. Did I put them in a I swear I put a chest down somewhere and put them in there. But look at that. It's almost like I had a plan. Sure. It makes sense. I put them downstairs because it's close to the bees, right? Okay. It is. Welcome to Winnie Chaos. Happy Wednesday, y'all. Hope everyone's having a wonderful morning. Give me all your delicious honey. Oh, honey, do. Gotta name the dummy. He gets a bad rap. 18 honey. Nice. Running everywhere today. It's okay. Chores should be fast. Meow. Oop. 18 liters. We're not even close to halfway there. I want a full barrel of honey, and then we'll seal it up and turn it into mead. Mostly I'm after the wax right now for candles. So, plans today. We're going to do a little bit of chores here. Our sow has had her piglets. We have 4 of them. 2 boys, 2 girls. And I managed to separate them while they were babies. So I just want to let the big pigs out of her area and put her back in. And then let them make their way over to the door. And then I will dispatch the previous generation and let the new generation in. So we have 2 boars. Here we go. So that's our original sow, and those are her 4 bambinos. So what we're gonna do is just break these fences and see if they'll come out. Come out. Rude. Let's go. Let's go, pigs. Let's go. Off the edge. Good job. Get. Okay. Nice. And then do a little of that. A little of that. Okay. I don't even care about those fences, I don't think. Just gonna let her stay there. Because everything's closed up. I can't get out of her pen anymore. And that's okay. We don't need to feed her ever again. Because we have 2 girls now. And that's it. That's the pig sorter. Nice. We will keep one of these boars. And both of the sows. And I will dispatch these 2 boars. But I'm not ready to process leather right now, so we will do that later. Look out! Nope. Get. Okay. Yay, piggies! And they already have a trough, so let's put this one away. Along with my 1 oak fence. Lovely. Lovely. Nope. Okay. Oh, it's almost like we know. I started a new container for things we got from ruins. So, I found a bunch of ruins while we were out and about. The only blueprint we have so far, Palisade blueprint, which is cool. If I go like this. Hold on. Palisade blueprint. This lets us make the fancy palisades that you see around the traders, which is cool. I'm not sure we'll use this, but I'm gonna keep it. Oh, we do have treasure guardian, so we can make the baby chest. And look. Haha. We had a temporal storm while you were sleeping, and so I hauled myself to the desert that's north of us and did a little farming. We got 3 more temporal gears, so we have enough gears, I think, to repair the translocator that's right here. I don't know if I want to use all of them right now. Think about it. And Zoltar, how's it going? You found me a few days ago and you've already run out of Legendale. You're glad you caught me streaming. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. Welcome. Welcome. Good morning, Gray. How goes it? I love all the new folks. Welcome. Even lurkers, you can hang out, be quiet. We don't mind. I'm going to put that and that. So, yes, I found a bunch of ruins that I did not gather all the stuff from. So, checking our map here, but I left them marked, and they're way down here because I was looking for traders. I was looking for treasure hunter traders because I wanted to buy temporal gears. And then I had a temporal storm, and we just did that anyway. So, there are 2 huge ruins There's a big one here. Where are they? There's a big one here. This is like one of those city ones. I think I got most of the stuff out of the city. That's what filled my pockets. There's a ruin we haven't been to here. I found a luxuries trader out in the middle of the desert, which is cool. Where is the other? There's another ruin. That's like bada big, bada boom. It's like a castle-y thing. Is that it? Nope, that's Peridot Ruin. Well, so at the end, towards the end of the episode, we'll go. Oh, here it is. I found it. It's like one of the baby castles here. I don't know how we managed to miss it. I guess we didn't quite go this far. And there's a furniture trader, and there's another ruin right here. So maybe we'll do these two towards the end of the episode. Found another translocator in a tower, which was nice. Yeah, so these 3 ruins. All while I was hunting traders, I kept running into freaking furniture traders. Which is fine, except that's not what I was looking for. And we got a couple agricultural. That's ruin. So I found a luxuries, an artisan, another translocator. We might have found that one together. I think we did, because we were down looking for chert. So all my exploring was up here this time. Because I was trying to, like, just expand the circle around our area. And we'll do the same thing around Legendale. Trying to find additional traders, because treasure hunter traders sell temporal gears. And I much prefer that method of getting them over standing out in a desert and getting my butt handed to me by a temporal storm. So, there's that. What else did I do? Other things on the list today. Chores. Did the pigs. I showed you the temporal gears. We show and tell the finished treehouse. Let me go outside and like look up at it so you can see. I know I looked at the garden, but with the roof on it, much better. Oh, and I mean, I'm sure it's obvious. I chiseled the outside, right? To make it less boxy. So that it's, you know, it looks like a treehouse. And not too terribly complicated. Just chiseled out the edges here. And then did this kind of waterfall cobblestone thing around the windows. My biggest problem was finding places to put the vines back, since you can't put vines against the chiseled stuff. It's kind of annoying, but whatever. These may not match exactly. I hand chiseled everything because I was just listening to podcasts on a roll. But mostly I just narrowed the wood and things and made it more curvy. I don't even think I chiseled this side. Nope, I didn't. We can do that later. I didn't want to lose my leaves here. Maybe we'll just chisel this one in the middle. I don't know. But because I didn't have the waterfall cobblestone under it, I didn't feel compelled to do this side. Is that a mistake or a feature? I don't know. I'm going to call that a happy mistake and leave it. So it looks a little more cohesive with our... Like, it looks like it kind of grew out of the part of the tree. I used the quarter logs up on top because I thought that was a good way to make that little top piece look better. I didn't want to keep getting more and more wide as we went out. That's why we have a little tower room. That's almost a mushroom house. Also, it's dark out here. But there you can see our lighting scheme. Made more of the lamps. I would like to... How much acacia and kapok? I have kapok growing behind those pine trees I would like to harvest before we leave, so we can take it with us to Legendale. Because I've been working on the dock and holy crap, it's taking a lot of kapok. Mox History, welcome. You're new to the channel, you're just wondering what makes this game different from modded Minecraft. That's a really great question. It is indeed now its own game, like with its own code base. It is heavily inspired by Terra Firma Craft. I think the primary difference is the game's progression. So in order to get to your first pickaxe, which would actually be a copper pickaxe, you need to go out in the world and look for copper bits on the ground. And that'll indicate where there is copper. And you gather a bunch of those copper bits. And you bring them in and you put them in a crucible. So they look like this, native copper. And you put them in a crucible and you heat them up with charcoal until they get to be, it'll tell us when we hover over it, until they're over 1,000 degrees centigrade. And with a little thyme and charcoal, they turn into liquid copper. And once you have liquid copper, you can pour it into a thing like a mold. So this is a pickaxe mold. And we make the molds by using clay. So, right, are you seeing this? This is all already very different from Minecraft, right? So I pick what mold I want to make. Let's say we want to make another pickaxe mold. And so we hand set the clay down in the pattern where the little green blocks are. So so you have to go find clay in the world, right? And make a mold. Now I have a mod called Napster that's helping me do this. But we could set some down. And once we've made this clay mold, we have to fire it in a pit kiln. Here it is, vintage story progression in like 3 minutes. So now I've made this cool mold. I have to put it in a pit kiln, which just means, a hole in the ground. And I've got to put some dried grass on it. And I got to put some sticks on it. And then I got to get some kind of fuel. In my case, I have peat bricks that I've dug up from out in the fields. And then I light it so that mold is in the bottom. And now it's lit and it says it's a pit kiln. It'll finish in 15 hours. And that's in game time. So I think there's 30 hours and 24 hours in a game day. So tomorrow afternoon, that'll be done. And I will pull it out and it'll look just like this. And that's when I'd heat up my metal and pour it in it and get myself a pickaxe head. So that is very different than running into a cave and mining some copper and throwing it in a furnace. And all of Vintage Story have deeply complex, intricate progression. So you go from the Copper Age to the Bronze Age, and bronze is an alloy. So you go out and find, for example, copper and tin, which is cassiterite, and you put those together in your crucible to make bronze, and you go through the same process. You can pour stuff out into molds. There are some things that you can't make a mold of, and so you would take ingots and put them in a forge and heat them up and then smith them with a smithing hammer on an anvil to make the item. So very complex progression. And don't even get me started on iron. Iron is a whole different ball of wax. You go dig iron from underground very deeply. And then you put iron and charcoal in something called a bloomery that you need fire clay bricks to make. So you make a bunch of bloomeries, you put your iron in there, and what you get are iron blooms. And then you heat those blooms up and smack off the dead stuff, the slag, and turn them into iron ingots. And then there's steel. And that is, I have never gotten to steal in a stream, an online world. Koala, my friend, darling, how are you this morning? Or this evening? Gray, you're building a new base in Nightingale because your brother's base is a ridiculous storage mess and you can't stand it anymore? Yeah. You're going to switch to Vintage Story once you get the portal in? Nightingale is such a great game. It is absolutely... I played with a really good friend. We played, I don't know, a couple 100 hours of a world. Like, all the way through to endgame and boss stuff, and it was just a blast. Okay, we're going to sleep through this night. Mostly because I'm kind of hurrying through January to get us to the other side of winter. Although, like, we grow stuff. It's not that we're not. And I still have the clay in my hand. Okay. So I hope that helps answer the question about what the difference is between Vintage Story and modded Minecraft. Vintage Story is a different game. Feels like a different game. Its structure, its bones are Minecraft. But it is absolutely a completely different game progression. Is that a critter in my garden? It was a crab. Jerk. I feel like he needs to be crab soup. Come here, stinker. Just bouncing around. Oh, look, I have a random fence post. Where'd you go? Sometimes third person helps. Did he skedaddle off? I didn't get to him fast enough. Rude. Get out of my garden, crab. Okay, I wanted to see if we had anything that I need to harvest. Because I haven't checked in a hot minute. Nope, cabbages are going. Nobody's suffering from the cold. I'm growing a whole bunch of turnips because we're finally at weather. And a little bit of rye just to see. I might embrace rye if we get a good rye crop. Gray's probably going to be like, sacrilege. Nobody likes rye. Okay. And what else? Also have some parsnips. I would like soybeans. Did I look? I think they just don't have cold tolerance, and I was a little worried about temperature. Our temperatures are getting down to like 1 or 2 degrees at night. But I'm still uncertain. Like, I want to wait until February. Spelt, sunflower, I have rice. See, rice has horrible cold. Our rice would be yuck. Fennel. Soybean. -5. That should be fine. You need K, and you only take 10 days. Let's put some soybeans in here. I'm finding I am going through food a little bit faster because we're not getting as many. And I did, I saltpetered and bone mealed the ground. I haven't composted it, but we've got plenty of K for that. Nice. You added the food preferences mod in? Nice. And it makes rye or any of the other things you don't normally make have a point. That's such a great idea. Wow. The bees already swarmed. Okay, we do honey year-round here, which is fantastic. Here's the house in the daylight. Pretty good. I'm happy. Oh, I replaced our oak. Because we reused oak because that's what we had at the time. I replaced it with acacia. So we have a whole color theme happening here. Looks much better. I left the oak fence around the front because it goes with the barrels and the oak around the door and the oak touches on the inside. Because you do need a little bit of contrast. I didn't want it to all be acacia. How is our... Okay, all the tannin is ready. And they're reversed now. The strong's on the left and the weak's on the right, which is fine. And what's in there? Nothing. Okay, let's go cut down some kapok to take with us. And I've just started carrying the splitter plugs and a hammer because I went and got a bunch more chalk, which we also need to take with us. Yep. But for now,